Good afternoon. I'm so glad you're here with me. It's 1 o'clock on Monday and it's January 3rd. I hope you had such a wonderful holiday and Happy New Year to 2022. This is going to be the first of my Facebook Lives on 2022, and they will be on Monday afternoons at 1 o'clock every Monday. And you can see my schedule. With the new year, I'll be doing another video and blog post on Thursdays. The Thursdays will be pre-recorded, but you can go to my website and you will see a schedule there if you're interested for further information for upcoming videos. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about was a reminder for Last Chance products today, because tomorrow the new catalog and celebration starts, and I am so excited about that starting. If you're here with me, please leave me a comment of where you're from. Let me know if you can hear me, and it looks like you can see everything pretty well, and we're just going to keep moving on. The Last Chance products are from the July to December 2021 mini catalog, and some of them are up to 50% off. So if you're interested, take a quick last look at that today. While I can't open the catalog that starts tomorrow or celebration, I want to bring it in and just give you a quick peek because I'm so excited about it. This is the new mini catalog for January to June 2022, and it has some really beautiful stamp sets and dies in it, and I can't wait to be able to open it and show you. But I'll be featuring a lot of them as our other demonstrators over the next several weeks, and have been. So after tomorrow, we can open this and take a look at it. And then with celebration, again, for every $50 of product that you buy, you get to pick a free product. And there's papers in here and some really cute stamp sets. In fact, I think I have one of everything in here already, so I'll be excited to share those with you. But let's stop talking and let's start stamping. And today we are going to use one of my absolute favorite stamp sets, and we're going to make this card with this little guy. It is from Mischievous Mice, and this is a host stamp set in the new mini catalog that's coming out, and I absolutely love this. I've been playing with this since last week. And we're going to make some really simple cards today, and then I'm going to show you, we're going to make this little guy that says just a quick note, and then I'm going to show you cards from the other two. This is a cling stamp set, and I've taken one of the stamps out already for us to use and make some really beautiful image. We are going to be using pattern party paper, and I'm going to bring that in and show you real quick some of that. This is a host paper from the annual 2021-2022 catalog, and you're going to see as we look at the other cards I've done at the end, I've used samples from this paper on all my cards. I really love it. It has some beautiful, really fun patterns to use, bright, cheerful colors, and then on the other side is all black and white, so really versatile paper. I love it. Now remember, for the host kits, if you host a party, you get to pick host products, which would be either from the annual catalog or the new mini catalog coming out. And I'm just bringing some of these in to show you. Some are florals. And I particularly love that one too. But then let's turn them over And you're going to see they're all black and white patterns, anywhere from I'm not even sure what to call them, florals to just some plain like stripes and circles. We have some geometric here. I love the polka dot because that's really versatile and you can use it. And we even have some check, which I absolutely love. So really pretty paper. So you're gonna see with the card I do for you now, and with the cards I'll show you at the end, that we will be using paper for all of that. So I'm gonna set this off to the side, and I'm gonna bring in my supplies. And I pre-cut everything, and you will see all of the measurements and the directions in a link at the bottom of this video, and it'll post just a little bit later today. So we're starting off with Pool Party, and it is just cut from an 8.5 by 11, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to fold this over towards the back, just so we can keep moving. Sorry about that. So there is our card base, and next I have a piece of the pattern party paper, and this is 2 inches by 5.5, and I'm just going to adhere that to the base of my card. I hope you all had a great holiday, and I hope it was a healthy holiday for everyone. I'm really excited about 2022 because a lot of exciting stuff going on, and I would love to share everything with you. Please go up to the top of my Facebook page and hit subscribe, and subscribe to my newsletter. I send it out weekly on Wednesdays. This is the inside of my cardstock, and this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And all I'm going to do for the inside, because this is a thank you card and I want to be able to write a personalized note, is I took a matching piece of Designer Series paper that is 5/8 by 5 3/8, and I'm going to adhere it to the inside of my cardstock. And this is just basic white. And I'm using the multi-purpose glue because I like that I can move it around if I don't get right in the spot I want to. So there we go. And we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the inside, and then we'll set this off to the side. As I do my stamping, I am going to use StazOn ink. And the reason I'm using StazOn ink is because I am going to color my image with watercolor pencils, but using the blender. And I do not want my black ink that I'm stamping with to adhere or to smear as I adhere this. I don't want it to smear as I color. So there's our card, there's our inside, able to write your personalized message, and we're going to set this off to the side now. This is a 3x4 piece of basic white cardstock. And I have my little mouse here, and I'm going to pull out my StazOn ink. Now StazOn stains, and it's not the kindest to our stamps, particularly the photopolymer. So as soon as I use it, I'm going to clean it with StazOn cleaner, and I keep a microfiber cloth on my desk that I use to clean all my stamps with. So we're just going to stamp him right in the middle. And then I'm going to take my Stays-On cleaner, and you can see it has like a cloth fiber on the top, and wipe it off with my microfiber cloth. And it comes off really easy if you clean it right away. But I don't leave it on there. Then I go ahead and clean it with my Stampin' Mist just to make sure that I get all that Stays-On cleaner off. And I just want to preserve my stamps for as long as possible. So I'm going to take him off and set him off to the side. Next I'm going to stamp my greetings. And let's pull those out here. I'm going to use just a quick note to say and then add the word thanks. I don't know about you, but I'm horrible at stamping straight, just horrible. So I tend to use my grid paper to try to line up my words, and then I test it on my grid paper. And when I stamp the greeting here, I'm going to use Memento, the Tuxedo Black Memento ink, to check and make sure I am straight. So I'm just going to ink it up. And that looks pretty good, because it isn't a straight greeting. It kind of the letters are kind of not a true font. It's a fun font. So I'm just going to stamp it here in my corner, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my thanks, is try to line it up here. And let's see if we can get it straight, or if I can get it straight. And it's not. So what I do is then I just keep kind of working to make sure that I can get it as straight as can be, because if I just eyeball it and put it on, I can guarantee you I'll be doing the card over. So that looks good. So I'm just going to go down in this corner, and then we'll set this off to the side. Now I'm going to bring in my watercolor pencils, and I have both sets, and I have pulled out the colors I'm going to use. I love to color, and I just love these pencils, particularly with the blender pen. You can really get some pretty shading with it. So I'm going to start off with doing my little mouse. And the one thing I do, that should be gray, not the green. Let me pull out my gray pencil here. Here we go. And I'm going to start off just by giving him doing a little bit darker around the edges, because I want to be able to get some blending of my color. And then I'm just going to color him in, and I'm not too careful about how I color because I want to stay in the edges, but it's going to blend, so it doesn't have to be perfectly completely colored, because it'll blend through for you. And then I'm going to go darker along his back. These are just so much fun to color with, and I think they give such pretty images. You can use your watercolor brushes to do this also. I just, as I was playing with this stamp set over the weekend and making all of the cards, because I really love these mice, I used a different medium for each card, and I'll show you some of those. I used my pastels for my chalks. Now let's color him in. This is the blender pen, and you have two ends, and you can see that they are, you might have a little bit of, you might be able to see if I hold it up, a little stain on the tip, but if you put it on your paper, you can see it doesn't smear. I do keep these capped, and you're just going to go lightly and spread that colored pencil out. And the reason I say lightly is if you, and just go over it, and you don't want to keep going over it, because if you do, it kind of denudes the paper and you get a rough look to the image. So, and again, just lightly. I had to really work when I first started using the blender pen as to how to use it, because I would keep going back over it and I would find my picture looked so rough because the paper kind of got denuded from using it. So I've learned to go over just really lightly, and I even like the effect much better. So I think he's so cute. I think I put up in my blog post, I wouldn't, no one wants a mouse in their house, but I was pretty excited to get these three. I then take my blender pen and I just lightly go over it on the paper to get, and I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer. So there you go. So as to get the color off of it. And then I'm going to cap it up. Next we're going to do, I'm using pumpkin pie for real lightly for that wood look at the end of the pencil. And then up for the eraser, I'm using Calypso Coral, real light pink, because so oftentimes on these old pencils, I remember as a kid that they had the pink tipped erasers or light red color. So we're using that. And then for my pencil, I chose to use the crushed curry. And it looks brown here, but it doesn't once you color it. And I'm just going to go in kind of dark on the edges. And then color lightly in the middle. And we'll blend that all in. And then for my, the rings, the metal rings, I'm just going to use black and just go over that. And you don't have to go over that hard because that's going to spread. And we're going to take our blender pen and I'm just going to lightly, again, bring that in, and you can see how it fills in and looks good, and clean my brush off and just keep going. And you can see where the little areas were white that they fill in. And then I'll use this to color this. Clean it off, and then so there's our little mouse. So we're going to bring him in, and you can do a couple things. You can just glue him down as he is, or you can use Stampin' Dimensionals. Now I chose to glue all these down. And I have no reason for doing that. They were cute the way they were. So we're going to put him down. And make sure he's straight, because like I told you, I don't do a whole lot of things straight the first time. So there he is, and I want to dress him up a little. And you can see I got a little bit of ink there. So I'm going to bring in my matte black dots, and I'm going to use those to, for one, cover up that mistake. So There we go. And I tend to use 3, and I try to do them in some form of a triangle. So there's our card. I'm going to move everything out of the way here and move you up a little bit so I can bring in the other cards. So I hope I'm not making you dizzy by moving this. So there's our little mouse. And then here are the other cards that I did. This one was the mouse with the cheese. And again, it's another piece of the pattern party paper. I used my Whimsy dies to give it an edge. And I colored this one with the pastels. What I did, and I'm going to do a pastel project in the next week or so, but I did it with my pastels, and then I came back in with my blender pen to spread out my color. And on here, instead of the matte black dots, I used, it's coming out in the new catalog tomorrow, these adhesive backed hexagons, and I just love them. They're in the black, petal pink, and they're in just jade. So I used the black on this. And then on my inside, I did the same thing, 5/8 inch strip at the bottom of the card, so that I could, when I decided to send it, I could either do a thank you, or in this stamp set, there's even, it's your birthday, or just say cheese. And my last card is in petal pink. And what I did here is I used my cut and emboss, and I used an embossing folder. And the embossing folders are new. Again, they're in the catalog. They're called Stripes and Splatters, and they're 3D. And I embossed this half of the card. This is colored with my pencils with the Stampin' Blends. And it says, "Hi, sweet friend, it's your birthday." Again, the 5/8 inch matching designer series paper. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Here's our 3 cards. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be honored to be your demonstrator and help you with your needs for stamping and crafting. If you don't have a catalog, please contact me and I'd be happy to send you a catalog. So I'm so glad you joined me today. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next Monday, and all of the measurements and the supplies will be listed below. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.